Then today we want to see something to do with sound. Sound in computer, in the context of computing, sound refers to as audible vibration of waves that are produced and perceived by human beings. So this is something to do with something to do with audible vibrations or waves, audible vibration or waves that are produced and perceived by human being. A human being. So we're talking about something which is audible. Audible is something like you can hear. You can hear the vibration, you can hear the waves, and this could be produced and then perceived by a human being. So we can hear the audio, we can hear the sound which has been produced. We can also produce sound in one way or the other. So when we are talking about sound, it is perceived in two dimensions. The first one we have what we call input, and then we have what we call output. So input is how data is entered, or how we enter data in form of the sound. Like here we can use microphone. So whenever you go into the studio and then you are singing and you want to come up with a good voice, you say, hey, I need to use a good microphone. So that's what we call inputs. You're trying to enter data in form of a sound so it can be processed. Then at the end of the day, once it has been processed, it is output as sound in form of like a speaker. You can use speakers to output the sound. So using these devices like the microphone and then the speakers to input and then output audio signals is very, very important. And we are going to look at some of the aspects related to sound in computers. The first one is the sound input. Of course, computers can receive sound input through different devices such as microphone. I talked about the microphone, which converts sound waves into electrical signals. And then these signals are then processed by the computer to perform activities like voice recognition, audio recording, or teleconferencing. Then after that, when the microphone has entered your sound, your voice as input, then we have what we call sound processing. The sound processing happens when your sound is captured by the computer. It can be processed using any software application or any algorithm. This could include activities such as noise recognition, noise reduction. You can reduce the noise on your sound. You can do equalization, mixing, and then applying. Then sound output. So at the end of the day, how is the sound output done? Of course, this one you will use things like speakers or headphones. The processed audio signals can be converted into what we call the sound waves, which can be heard by the user. So we talked about microphone, that is an input device, and then we talked about the speakers and the headphones or headsets. All these are devices which can be used for output, and then these are devices which are used for input. So when you are using your computer, we want to see how can you adjust the volume, like how can you control the volume, equalizing your sound in terms of microphone. Like you have your laptop, you have your device, you have your desktop, any kind of device you are using, you need to know how to configure the sound so that you can either reduce the volume, you can increase, you can configure the microphone in terms of input and then output. So first and foremost, when you look at this computer here, when you come down into the taskbar is this thing which is down here. This is what we call the taskbar. So when you look at the taskbar, we have different icons. These icons on the taskbar, you see we have this icon like the date and time. We have this one is the volume, the speakers, which is it. We have the internet, we have the keyboard. I have the keyboard here. I have the pen, and then I have the microphone. So you can see I have two things here. I have the microphone for input, and then I have the speaker for output. So when I click on the microphone, first and foremost, this is the microphone that I'm using to input, to enter data in my computer. So you can come under the microphone setting. You can set and allow, like, give access. What do you want microphone to be access to? So after having access to all this, then you can do what we call you can configure your microphone so that it can capture what you want. It can access what application you want. Then the other thing is the speaker. The speaker, this is where you click on the volume part, and then from there you can increase the volume. This is where you increase the volume. Like you see it by default is at 0, and then it can move up to 100%. So from here, when you increase this volume, you can see, you can even hear the sound. Then you can also go ahead and click on that, and then you see right now we're using the Realtek high definition audio. So you can go ahead and click on volume settings. When you click on volume setting, you get this window, and on this window you can come to the output where you choose where to play the sound. You can choose the speakers and then pair any other new devices. If you have a device, you go ahead and add the device. Could be audio device. I know most of you use audio. Use Bluetooth devices. Like you can connect your Bluetooth device to your computer, to your mobile phone, or any other things. Or you are using a wireless device, you can add to it. Like if you have a TV or which are in your room, you can see a list of different TV stations. Different screens in your room or in your localities. Whenever you see any device which is connected, then you can easily go and connect using wireless connection, and then you can use that one as your sound output. And then the volume, of course, right now it is at 100. You can still reduce it from here, and then you can also check different like input. Right now you can see my input volume is at 100. Whenever I'm talking, you can see, but I can reduce it to maybe 61, or I can still make it up to 100. So this is where you can do all kind of settings of the sound. You can go back to your computer, open your laptop, go and open the sound setting in terms of input and then output. See how you can configure your microphone, see how you can configure your speakers, and then from there it's going to help you. Why is it going to help you? Ladies and gentlemen, imagine like you have a laptop and you're in a meeting, you're in a conference. If for example accidentally you are trying to do something, and then you just fall on a video, maybe on YouTube or anywhere, and then it's playing. Imagine the sound is at 100%. Wow, this is a big disappointment. You are going to be disappointed. So you have to reduce the sound. You have to make sure that you adjust the volume of your sound, so that even if you're in a public, you cannot interrupt others. The other thing is that you need to know how to configure like the microphone. Is it good to leave it 100? Is it good to leave it at 50? So you need to study about sound in details, and then understand when do you need the low sound and when do you need the high sound in terms of input and output. So for now, I've just given you the basics and showed you where you can do the settings and configure each and everything that you need. And then in the next video, maybe we shall try to see how we can also show you more techniques and more science behind sound. Of course, this is something very important because it has a lot of use in multimedia system, because the multimedia system deals with sound, audio, and the sound, and then the video, animation, the the animation go hand in hand with sound. So anything to do with multimedia, you cannot leave out sound. So a sound is something that we are going to give enough time. We study it very well. We know the science behind it, how it's converted, how it is processed. All that will come in the next video. For you, what you do, just subscribe, and then the rest leave it for us. Thank you. Let's catch up in the next video.